walking through the park. Doesn't matter anyway. I know our future isn't dark. Know the way she feels for me, deep inside her heart. Me and my baby, there's nothing to hide. Hello, everybody. A little bit of one of the original songs. It is that was "We Go On." Thank you for watching. It is the American Doofus Show. Don't be a doofus. Doing it live on a Friday night. And again, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. Always appreciated. And probably be a very short live because, this will be the third broadcast of the day for the Doofus Show, and the way YouTube is set up, that's not always economically feasible. But nonetheless, there was information that had to get out, so that's what we do. Please subscribe, like, share, comment if you would. AmericanDoofus@gmail.com if you want to email me. And $American Doofus, all one word, AMERICANDUFUS at Cash App if you'd like to help support the show. Again, this is the third episode of the day. We began this morning with the eruption of a volcano in Grenada, long A. I was corrected from earlier, and rightly so. And CNN eventually got the story up, and I read through their article, and I read through their report, and listened to the taped report. And CNN and all of mainstream media was reporting on how big and how big the explosion was, how high the dust went, how high the ash was going, how loud the explosion was. But none of them were talking about how you couldn't get away if you didn't have a vaccine, and you were trapped if you didn't have the vaccine. So that was a little troubling to me, because that's going to become an issue, something that I coined. Vaccine privileged is what's going to happen. People that can prove they've been vaccinated will be able to go to ball games, and they'll be able to go on cruise ships, things like that, and unintended consequences, and yet more that's going to divide us. So that's kind of the opening of the show tonight. 2020. Oh, we had. And I'm writing some song lyrics that came to my head, so I wanted to include the 2020 thing in there because it was on my mind. The viruses we've had to deal with, the quarantines, the shortages of many things. It was a struggle. 2020 was a struggle, and I'm writing a song about it. And combining it with a chorus I've had in my head for a long time that I didn't put words to, and I'm putting some words to it now. Anyway, that wasn't the reason I brought this up. The reason I brought it up and reminded everybody of how incredibly bad the pandemic was is because of a story about the president of the National Rifle Association. Sadly, he was forced to shelter on a yacht throughout the whole lockdown, and boo to the freaking who. The reason I bring that up is because some people in communities of color and in the Black community think all white people are were quarantined on yachts, and that's not the case. And I understand why you're angry at those people. I understand why you're angry in general, or at least I try to. But I just, I couldn't believe that and had to bring that up. The second broadcast of the day was a standoff in Louisville, Kentucky. Shout out to Louisville. It was a standoff in an apartment complex in the west end of Louisville. The live is pretty much self-explanatory. If you saw it, if you didn't see it, you can go back and watch the episode. Maxwell Mitchell, the live streamer from Louisville, very talented live streamer, was in the middle of all of it. And as always, we thank Maxwell and all the live streamers for all the work they do, all the information they provide that allows us to share it with others. And speaking of which, I want to share with you what the Louisville Police Department said about this incident. The suspect was DeAndre Smithers. He was wanted on an active arrest warrant connected to a March 16th homicide in Louisville. While making the arrest and serving the arrest warrant for homicide, police encountered a standoff at the apartment building. While the standoff was being managed by police, multiple civilians attempted to obstruct and disrupt the scene. Officers successfully de-escalated the situation while simultaneously apprehending the homicide suspect. Now, we all saw the live. I'll let you, as always, giving you something to think about. I'll let you determine if that was an accurate description of what happened today in Louisville. And just by being available and being able to get that information out is one of the reasons why I ask for support to stay on here and keep doing what I'm doing on a relatively full-time basis, so that when something does happen, that we get the information out as quick as possible. And I got to thank those that have helped me in the past. There are a lot of you, especially Dee Dee, Princess Diana, Knuckles. There's too many. If I start listing, I'll leave somebody out. So let me just say thank you to everybody that has helped support the show in the past. And that is a thank you all that are loyal watchers. Those of you that view on a regular basis, you help support the show. And I thank you for that. Also, we reported earlier in the week that actually we were one of the first to get it. We got it from a friend at TMZ that DMX had suffered an overdose, that he had suffered cardiac arrest and had been rushed to the hospital. And sadly, he passed away today, as did Prince Philip, the husband of the Queen of England. And you probably couldn't get two more polar opposite human beings to pass away on the same day. And one other story I wanted to talk about before I get to the comments in the chat and we have a little discussion for a few minutes here. Again, this is probably going to be a very short live because I've already done 2 other broadcasts. Another story I wanted to touch on, NASA and President Biden have decided that we are going to go back to the moon. And by 2024, we are going to be landing people on the moon again. Now, this time, NASA has announced that the first Black man and the first woman will be going to the moon, and that the project is eventually to establish a permanent base on the moon. So I'm curious what people think, and especially people in the Black community and people in communities of color. Is this a diversion? Is this something that, you know, okay, we're going to put a Black man on the moon now? Is this looked at as an achievement, which is how I look at it? I think it's awesome that a Black man and a woman will be on the moon eventually by 2024. However, I have a feeling there are going to be those that are like, you know, this is not pressing at this time, and I totally understand that too. So that's what I wanted to kind of throw out here in the first opening minutes of this episode. And if you have comments on any of those things, feel free. Otherwise, comment over here in the box. And Warrior Captain, no one ever went to the moon. You know, I sincerely thank you for always viewing Warrior Captain, because you could have just shut me off a long time ago, and you didn't, and I thank you for that. And yeah, that's been a debate since July 20th of 1969. Is if we ever did actually send someone to the moon. Nani Jones, send the Black population to Mars. Arthur Bacon, what's up? How you doing, Arthur? Thank you for watching. Nani, I love my pit bulls even more because of him. The Black Jesus of rap. Rest in peace, DMX, Kobe, and others we've lost. War with China and Russia is definitely something to worry about. Yeah, I've got thankfully my daughter is no longer in the Air Force, and my son-in-law is out of the Army. But they could be called back if poo-poo hits the oscillating blades. Baptist Brown, much love to you, my brother. Thank you for watching from Jamaica. And I'd like to come down there and visit you someday when everything settles down in the world, if our prayers are answered, and that's the case. But whew, a lot of chaos, it seems, in the world. A lot of hopelessness in some cases. A lot of mental fatigue. A lot of stress. A lot of anxiety. A lot of course. We're in the middle of what may be the biggest trial this country has ever seen, as far as potential impacts in a verdict. And so we got a lot to face. And then there are earthquakes in California and along the Cascadia Fault, volcanoes erupting. Not just in Grenada, but all across the world, and a pandemic. And for those that look at prophecies, especially biblical prophecies, you know, you can't help but see that a lot of things are lining up. One thing that doesn't line up, and this isn't about me telling you to take the vaccine or don't take the vaccine, but people saying that the vaccine is the mark of the beast. And then because it came back up with this, you can't get on this cruise ship and escape this island without having proof that you've been vaccinated. And that's to prevent the spread. It's not because of who can buy and sell and everything that is in the prophecy. And again, the mark of the beast will be on the forehead, or on the right wrist. Okay, and that's not the case with this vaccine. Now, it may end up being the wrong decision to take the vaccine. Only time will tell on that. But again, this isn't about, this isn't going to be about that. Peace and love from Northern California. Thank you so much, JB. Peace and love back to you, my friend. Young City, what's up? Thank you for that video the other day. It was enlightening to listen to Dr. Umar Johnson, and while I don't agree with everything he said, I don't disagree with everything he said either. So, it's kind of like Grandmaster Jay, and I've got a Monday. I was going to do an episode with commentary on the Grandmaster Jay interview that had come out, and things happened, and I still haven't done that. But I enjoy listening to Grandmaster Jay. He's got some insights and some perspectives that I learned from, and I don't agree with everything he says, but I don't disagree with everything he says. So it's kind of the same thing with Dr. Johnson, and they'll never come on the show. It's too small of a platform, but it gives me a way of communicating with them, even if it's just a one-sided communication. What happened to DEF CON Delta, NFAR? Delta's still out there. Delta popped on the live the other night to let me know he was still out there and still doing the work. He's just not front and center on social media like a lot of people that aren't front and center on social media anymore, because it's a real struggle. It's not a social media struggle. And for me, that's my part of the fight for equality, the fight for justice, the fight for freedom for all human beings. My part is online. My part is social media. My part is information. My part is giving a platform to those that otherwise wouldn't have it. And it's a small platform now, but I don't know. I just keep having this feeling that this thing's just going to blow up. This thing's just going to explode, and a lot of people are going to be watching it because of the times that we're in, and because of I don't know. But anyway, I'm off on a tangent, and I do that on lives. That's one reason I feel conscious when I do lives. I love talking and interacting and answering questions and stuff, but I go off on tangents, and when I get done with the show, I'm like, why did I talk about that? But Delta's alive and well, and Hassan, much love to you. Angry Viking fell hard. Racist Trump base couldn't keep him going. I haven't heard anything from Angry Viking for a long time. I think the Yeet guy is might be struggling too in finding an audience. I don't know. That's just what somebody messaged me the other day. True Trey, my man. Tired of being tired of being tired. Dr. Umar might come, but you ain't ready for them facts. I'd love for Dr. Umar to come. I really would. I don't learn, Warrior Captain. I don't learn by talking to people that agree with me. I learn from people that have differences of opinions, and I like to find out why their opinions are different. And I learn from people that have different experiences. Someone, a lot of people like to be in a comfort zone where they think they you know, are hearing what they want to hear and instead of what they need to hear. Okay. And I like to take this show out of that. And I get uncomfortable a lot of times talking with people, but that's also how we learn and how we grow and how we heal. So yeah, I'd love to have him on. Um, and I think I'm sure he would be respectful, and have facts that a lot of people need to hear. Well, the Proud Boys, it's kind of funny, that, you know, everybody was talking about Grandmaster Jay being an agent, about me being an agent. A lot of us were agents, and it turns out that the actual agent was the leader of the Proud Boys. I don't know. That just always always tickled me. Warrior Captain, if you have access to the good doctor, I would bend over backwards and record a Zoom episode with him at his convenience at any time. Same thing with Grandmaster Jay, because these are chess players, and you know, Denver, Magnet Mafia, much love to you. Tomorrow, downtown Indianapolis, ISUPK teachings. I'm sorry, ISUPK. I'm not sure what that is. If you could let me know. True, is this something I need to cover? Moondog, how are you? Thank you for asking. I'm doing well. I'm despite all the crap in the world, I'm positive. I'm upbeat. I'm hopeful, and really on the surface, I don't have much reasons to be any of those things. You know, in all honesty, I got a couple of friends that I talk to on a fairly regular basis, and outside of that, I stay pretty isolated. And the employment opportunities for an older guy that broke his back playing football a long time ago and can't stand up for long periods of time aren't very good. And there's just a lot of things. But despite all that, I feel hopeful. I feel, I don't know, I feel like almost touched. And then I may be touched in the head. Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Whoa. True, would I be welcomed to come down there and possibly tape a segment and maybe do an interview, or is this a situation that I should not be at, and I pass this information along simply for members of the Black community so they know what's out there? Where are the 3% cats at? Yeah, it's kind of the same way around here. I was talking the other night with someone about the Confederate flags, and I went and drove around here intentionally looking for them, and they've gone down, and the Trump flags have gone down too, except for just a couple of those. So yeah, I totally agree. Seeing less of them driving around. The hate for trans youth recently is very sad. Using youth as political footballs for culture wars is despicable. Yeah. Arkansas, with a move that sets back equality decades, if not centuries. And I was shocked the Arizona or the Arkansas governor vetoed it. He was a Republican, but the veto only lasted one day because their state government, state house and Senate overrode the veto and put that bill into law that no longer get medical assistance, and it's messed up. I got you, Drew. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know about South Dakota, but yeah, Arkansas, I did know about. So we're coming up on the 30-minute mark, and anybody has anything else, hop on the chat real quick and let me know about it. Otherwise, I'll probably be taking tomorrow off and back on here Sunday evening live for weekly wrap. They were going after trans athletes. With these new red flag laws, these guys are chilling. They are, they're with a new administration, with people that have been arrested, turning over, if you will, rolling over on the people above them and the people below them, and more people going to get caught up in a conspiracy. And the 3%ers have kind of gone back to where they were before Trump kind of opened the floodgates that, it's okay when it's not. So, but they're still out there. Now there's a massive white army. Okay. There really is. They're primarily all individuals at this time. But don't think they're not out there and they're not armed to the teeth. It's just a matter of how many of them are pissed off at the government and how many of them are racist white supremacists. And that's a factor that could end up being determined this summer, or in a couple of weeks, depending on the George Floyd verdict, sadly. But nonetheless, we got to be aware of it. Yeah, Drew, let's do that, man. After you get the training, give me a call and we'll set up a Zoom and do an episode on it. Absolutely. It's been happening for over a year in the Northern California rural countryside, going after trans athletes. I don't know. It's a mixed up, jumbled up, screwed up world, except for Lola. Hello, LA Lola. That's a good song to end on. I love y'all. Thank you so very much for watching. I will be back. Hopefully you will be too. Please subscribe, like, share, comment. Let other people know about the program and about the platform, because this is unique. Nobody else anywhere online is doing what we do, because you never know what we're going to do. You may see footage from Mars with what looks like somebody out of Star Wars sitting on a cliffside, or you may just see me in a t-shirt and a sport coat giving you news that other people aren't talking about or aren't giving you the full story about. So please share, subscribe, like, help keep the program going with $ American Doofus, all one word. Email me, americandoofus@gmail.com. And JB, any of you, anybody that is a regular. Kelvin, Magnet Mafia. Anybody wants to come on the program and talk? All you got to do is shoot me an email, and we got a couple of qualifying question things, and we'll have you on. So until next time, it is a dark world, really, my friends. Try to be a light. Try to be a light. I love you all. I sincerely mean that. It has nothing to do with pigment of our skins. It's the purity of our hearts. I sincerely love you. Until next time, it is the American Doofus Show. Don't be a doofus. I'm your host, Barry Walsh. Good night.